I'm Hamish Wilson, founder and director of Wasafiri, which is an organisation which looks to tackle complex problems like climate change, conflict, violent extremism and others. And I've got a bit of a mixed bag of a background, from working as a corporate consultant with Accenture, a diplomat with the British government and an aid worker working in various war and disaster situations. Well, I grew up on a farm in outback Australia. And I grew up in the bush with complete freedom to roam, to help my dad in the fields, literally on the back of the tractor, herding the sheep, you name it. And so I grew up with a real sense of freedom and exploration and adventure. But I also felt that, in a farm in outback Australia, you're cut off from the rest of the planet. And so when I first found myself, face to face with different humanitarian situations, as a backpacker, as a curious backpacker in places like Africa and Uganda, it just blew my mind. And so I think that's when this, humanitarian seed was triggered, if you like. And I think if you put that alongside of childhood of just total freedom exploration, it seemed to make a lot of sense. And so I spent my time doing the corporate work. I thought this is what you had to do. I did my time, and it was a phenomenal experience. I learned a lot, but I always knew that it was just going to be a foundation for something much more interesting and exciting, and something that was much stronger in terms of its calling and a sense of purpose. What I'm frustrated by, and we've all been part of forums and events where there are speakers and they're offering their 10 tips, they're offering the latest ideas and theories, and they're offering answers. And I feel that we often look for answers outside ourselves. And you don't have to look too far, just Google leadership. There's 10,000 answers. So wherever you want to look, there are answers if you want them, but I don't think that that's where the magic is. So this presentation is a bit of a roller coaster ride through a whole host of different situations and experiences and assignments. And it's an opportunity to come a little bit closer to some of the questions that I've been forced to confront in a whole host of different sort of situations and incidents. And these are questions that have been really powerful for me over the years. Questions like what holds me back, or what matters to me, or why would anyone want to be led by me? Really significant questions. And so the presentation is an opportunity to really go deeply into some of those moments and some of those questions, but really is an opportunity to help provoke and challenge people to reflect on their own leadership experience, because I think that's where the real gems are, the real insights are that will stay with them over the course of their own leadership journey. So what are some of the challenges facing the L&D profession? Well, first of all, I have to say I'm not an L&D professional. This is not my industry and sector, but we are an employer. So I have a bit of a sense of what it means to try to attract and retain really good quality people. And my sense is that people have incredibly diverse expectations. The workforce is increasingly diverse. And I think part of the challenge is to help create an organisation that can really make the most of the diversity of talent and potential that people can bring. How do you create organisations which can be moulded to the talents and what it is that people have to offer, as opposed to trying to mould people to those organisations? I find that inherently stifling, and I think it really does suffocate people from, and I'm speaking from my own experience here back in the corporate world, I think it really stifles what it is you feel you have to offer that organisation and what it's trying to do. So my dream is that the organisation that we're creating in 10, 20, 50 years' time is having an impact on a massive scale on some of the most complex issues of our time. And they could be around sustainable food production, they could be around massive and emerging conflicts, they could be around migration on a massive scale. It could be around tackling gross inequalities across the Western and developed world. But we're having a significant impact with the key decision makers who are involved in the most significant issues of our time.